Most people say they trust God, but when the pressure hits, when the money runs out, the relationship breaks, or the doctor gives the diagnosis, you discover whether that trust is real or just talk. And the first shocking thing that happens when you truly trust God is this: He will strip away your safety nets. Everything you leaned on that wasn't Him, your job, your connections, your own abilities, will begin to feel unstable. And it's not punishment, it's preparation. Proverbs 3:5 tells you to trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not on your own understanding. And when you actually do that, God starts removing the understanding you've leaned on your whole life. You'll find yourself in places where logic fails and only faith keeps you standing. And here's the second thing: people around you will start questioning your sanity. When Abraham left everything to follow God to a place he didn't even know, Hebrews 11:8, people must have thought he'd lost it. When you trust God deeply, your obedience will confuse those who love you but don't understand your calling. They won't see the vision, they won't hear the voice, and they'll warn you not to take that leap, but you'll know in your spirit, this isn't foolishness, this is faith. That's the price of trusting God, being misunderstood. And secretly, even your closest friends may distance themselves because they don't see results fast enough. But that leads to the third thing. God will give you peace in the middle of chaos. It won't make sense to you or anyone else. But when things are falling apart externally, your soul will be still. Because Philippians 4:7 promises a peace that surpasses all understanding. You'll be in a storm, but the storm won't be in you. You'll sleep like Jesus in the boat while others are panicking. And in those moments, God begins to reveal who He really is. Not just a provider, but your provider. Not just a healer, but your healer. That's when trust turns personal. Fourth, doors you thought were locked forever will open effortlessly. This is where the favor of God begins to manifest, not because you worked for it, but because you waited for it. Isaiah 40:31 says, "Those who wait on the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar." And that's exactly what starts to happen. Opportunities begin to find you. People you never contacted will recommend you. You'll walk through doors you didn't even knock on, and you'll know this wasn't networking, it was God. But make no mistake, with that favor comes the fifth thing. Your faith will be tested in new ways. The higher God elevates you, the deeper He requires your roots to grow. Every new level of blessing will come with a new level of spiritual resistance. Trusting God isn't a one-time decision. It's a daily death to self. You'll feel it when He tells you to forgive someone who never apologized. You'll feel it when He asks you to give when you barely have enough. You'll feel it when He says wait, and everything in you wants to move. And if you haven't surrendered your timeline, you'll start to doubt your trust. But this is the hidden beauty. God isn't just building your blessings, He's building you. Romans 8:28 doesn't say everything feels good. It says everything works together for good. And when you really trust that, you stop trying to force open doors or control outcomes. You start walking by faith and not by sight. You stop panicking when plans fall through because you know delays are divine and detours often lead to destiny. And here's something most people won't tell you. When you truly trust God, He will often take you the long way around. Like the Israelites leaving Egypt, the shortest route isn't always the safest, and God may detour you not to deny you, but to develop you. You'll learn things in the wilderness you can't learn in the promised land. Your trust will grow not in the victories, but in the valleys. Psalm 23 doesn't say if you walk through the valley, but though you walk through it, because valleys are guaranteed, but fear is optional. So if you've been wondering why things haven't happened yet, maybe it's because God is making sure your trust is stronger than your talent. He's teaching you to worship without evidence, to obey without clarity, to believe without validation. And if you can stay faithful when it doesn't make sense, if you can trust when the promise looks dead, if you can praise when the answer is still not yet, then you're not just following God, you're depending on Him. That's when miracles start to move. That's when heaven responds. Because Hebrews 11:6 says it plain, without faith, it's impossible to please God. So ask yourself honestly, do you trust Him enough to let go of what's safe? Do you trust Him when it's silent, when it's slow, when it's scary? If the answer is yes, prepare yourself, because when you truly trust God, your life will no longer look normal. It'll look surrendered, it'll look risky, but it will also look anointed.